Hi, I'm gonna quickly show how this works. First, this is imported from the maps example, and it's straight out of the map scene. In here, in the builders, you can add or subtract elements. So the next step I did was to spawn this object using this script. So made a bunch of different objects, and then the spear capsule, just different shapes so I can tell on the map. And then these are the GPS coordinates, and at the start of the script, create these objects in these coordinates. So that's how I got this cylinder to show up on the map. In the cylinder, it's actually a prefab with some codes. So that's a null object containing a cylinder, a puzzle detail script attached to the prefab. I gave it some attributes. So when I go to the map script, there is a map game interactions. Within that script, basically somewhere up there it tests for a touch. If there's a touch, then it checks for interactable objects. I modified the map script to look for a puzzle detail component. If it sees that component, then I have some debugging, but most importantly, I take the ID of that component and save it into a text field. In my game manager right here, I have it on don't destroy on load because I have to carry it to the next scene. But basically the puzzle ID gets updated to that text string. The reason I copy the string from a different text is because I'm a noob at programming. I don't know how to reference the game manager from the remote authoring folder script. I couldn't figure out how to reference it in the lightship map script folder. So like whenever I type game manager class in the maps script folder, it couldn't find it because it hasn't been compiled. If anyone knows how to get around that, please let me know. So moving on with game manager, having the puzzle ID updated, I click on this button. I click on this button to go to the puzzle scene. The game manager is still here with that puzzle ID. In the remote authoring script, location select view script. Within this script, if you scroll down, there's a bunch of stuff for the menus that I don't really use, but what I did in the start script is assigning the selected location to equal to the game manager puzzle ID. So when you click on the load button, the anchors for that location gets loaded. And how do you know what ID to use? That, going back to remote authoring, in your manifest loader, this list is the ID. So if you want to load anchors for Nummy Grove, that's 10, I guess second from the bottom. It starts from 0, so 0 to 11. So the bottom one is 11. When someone clicks load, it's actually loading the puzzle ID, which correspond to the manifest list order. Then the players start playing the stuff for that map. And when that person is done, go back to map scene. And I'll move to a different location. So that sphere, for example, I'll show you console log. The player tap on it, imagine. So Nummy, puzzle ID, to puzzle scene. Number 10 is carried over as the puzzle ID. When I click load, anchors for 10 is loaded. So that's how I got it to work so far.